Hi, collective. So I was just kind of in this weird gate portal for the past week where a lot of my trauma was re-triggered, and I don't want to share every detail about it, but it's been really tough on me. And, it's really tough for people like you and me where we like to process things on our own or we are self-healers. So we take upon ourselves to try to solve everything on our own, but we cannot. We are not islands. My beautiful collective, you're not alone. Welcome home, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to the channel. I've been moving shit around and just trying to get my life kind of under my own organization where I have my things under my control, under my surveillance, in my vicinity, in a certain, placed in a certain way. So as I was traversing back into myself, I have realized a lot of my own personal power, which is why this channel kind of exists. So you can see how to process certain emotions and how to let go of certain emotions, which are quite limiting, right, to our livelihoods. And this is where angels come in, right? And God comes in, the Most High God, and our ancestors, and all these spiritual guides, and different types of grids and frequencies and numbers and light and so on and so forth. And luckily we live in a timeline where we have a lot of information that's accessible for now to us, and we can gain knowledge and wisdom together by learning from each other, right? And this is just me sharing myself with you so you don't feel alone, right? Whichever emotion you're processing, I was guided to do a little old school type of oracle reading. The pigeons are pigeoning today, man. So I have my guide cards. I have 4 sets spread out in a fan. I mixed them, I didn't look at them. We're just gonna randomly, intuitively pick. So I have 2 rows here, 2 rows here, and another deck, but because half of these decks are in Slovene, but they're really cute and cool decks, I will take my time to translate either the words or the energy to you, collective. So I'm super excited because we're having the full moon on May 1st. If you're watching this in a timely fashion, otherwise it's just a timeless reading. All my readings are timeless, so whenever you find this reading, if you resonate, if you need it, it's for you. So yeah, let's just dive in. What do the angels have for the collective? I'm super happy and excited. I've put on a very multicolored shirt because I'm doing a pick a card later for you guys, which I'm super excited about. But there's this energy transition, right, that has to happen, going from trauma, I shit you not, trauma, acute stress reactions, manic depressions, just a bunch of these symptoms that the frequencies impose upon you as life happens to you and for you, and then transmuting that into joy. So because I feel quite relieved now on the other side of a lot of triggers, let's say. So I've took the time to process things on my own time. I took the time to speak to the point where I feel comfortable in, letting all of this bullshit go. So let's go to the other side of the gate, collective, and let's see what the angels have for us. Let me see the time. Of course, I talk too much. 444. Okay. We got Isabella. She says, yes, now is the time. Now is the right time for a new adventure. I'm translating these. I'm bad at translation, guys. A good result will follow your positive expectations. So the angels are saying, now's the time, now's the time. And if you're watching these, like all of my readings, one after another as they come out, like you're my OGs. This is the energy wave that we're kind of coattailing collective. So those of you that are of higher frequency will understand that we do have people that will join our channel that understand more and less, right? So we will go along as I crash into these energies of extra explanation or being kind of cringing or, you know, having these nerves. It's like I'm picking up on a lot of these energies of, you know, the people that want to be inspired but aren't yet inspired. This is where I come in, right? I am your guide to the ethers and the internet and, you know, below and above. So, okay, let's see. Let's take an English oracle. Oh, we have romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. And there's a bunch of fish in this card. So fish to me are quite lucky omen. And yeah, what I want to say is those that are watching these one after another, you may be coming from the Pisces reading where we were talking about doing the thing, right? So astrologically, right now we have a bunch of planets in Aries and Taurus, and they're kind of following one after another, right? And one are faster, one are slower. So because we collectively have a lot of fiery energy this year and this moment, and you know, in the northern hemisphere it's spring, it's blooming, it's pollen in the air, right? And strong winds of change, and we have geoengineering and blocking of the sun. So collective, we as light beings, we need these positive frequencies. Even if you're not looking for romance, you need to be in a more romantic energy for yourself, right? So it's about reconnecting with those parts of yourself where the love was lost, right? So from my personal perspective, the love that I lost was, you know, had a great impact. And I even now feel kind of guilty for exposing, you know, but I needed to do it for my own health. So I shouldn't feel guilty at all, right? And a bunch of these things and feelings where you feel like you could have done more or differently or less, on the other hand, right? It's about, you know, the love that we give being transmuted into holding it in our hands first, even if we don't know how to put it inside ourselves yet, and come back to that joyful place and a place of inspiration and creativity and love for life and for God, right? It's really about looking at it first. So me personally, I took the time to look at my trauma, because the questions that arose in me were, will I be able to trust again? Will I be able to love again? Will I be able to be spiritual about it again? Or is like who am I, right? It was a pure nakedness in front of God where I was like, okay, so I have to reclaim myself first, and who am I, right? We lose ourselves in people because we lavish the one with the love and the personal attention and affection, right? We don't, you and I collective, we don't, we're not afraid of dancing with love, right? Because we're such loving people, we always loved love and wanted that for us and the people around us. Whereas what happened through that process is that a lot of people don't love themselves when we meet them, and we're trying, like, I'm hearing Alicia Keys, Show Me Love, and like, Let Me Love You as well. So it's like, we're shaking these people, trying to awaken something in them, like the soul connection that we feel to them. And a lot of these things in the 3D get kind of misconstrued, and nobody should ever take love away from you, right? So that loving, connected inner space of feeling safe, protected with your love wherever you put it, right? You don't feel depleted when you give to somebody, if it's an acquaintance, somebody at the local supermarket, or your closest friend or family member, right? Or your partner. And through time, a lot of people give up on love, right? And that's the last thing that anybody should ever do. And I'm not here to, force anybody to do anything, but through my path, through my life, I've always had a hard time understanding why my closest family members, friends, and partners don't love me. And a lot of these generational curses and ancestral traumas and patterns from our parents and primary social circles come, they arise as these emotions of fear and doubt and worry and anxiety and depression, because it's like, why me, God? Like, why do I have to suffer? Why these things had to happen to me? And if I went on with my life, like, why did that person I loved so much beat the shit out of me? I could go on not living my life out of from my heart center, right? So I could completely close out and be like, I don't trust nobody, like all men are pigs, like doesn't matter how, like what they do and what they say, like even actions don't matter anymore, right? So complete loss of faith in humanity is what happened to me, but in love. So it's a hard thing to process, because I still am the type of person, when I see a couple being completely in love, I'm like, oh my God, that's the type of love that I want, and I want to be all like, feminine about it. But what happens is these bitches constantly kept putting me, below their knees, as in where we are in hierarchy of, me being able to trigger literally every single fucking man and woman, just by existing. And everybody just tries to kind of dim your confidence and dim your light, and take the light out of your eyes, literally, because it's the demon of insecurity, it's the demon of ego, it's the demon of, these are attachments that people have because they never looked at their self-love. And that's okay. We collective, we are just trying to like separate ourselves from people that aren't encouraging us just like angels, right? So fuck fake friends, fuck everybody that's like, you're trying to be excited about something and they don't even like respond, like they even haven't even listened to it, or there was no intention behind reciprocation of that energy back to you, collective. And with the romance card coming out and the number 25 on top, which is a 7, it's like the 7th house energy to me, where it's this Libran energy of justice, right? It's about the Venusian beauty. It's about, that pure love that comes in platonic and romantic relationships, right? So Venus is representative of the feminine side, right? The yin side. And a lot of us have stepped into our masculine energy, males and females, right? Where we were kind of like, okay, now I really need to focus on myself, right? Especially my millennials out there, or even like younger people, where they understood that they had to take the reins into their own hands. Doesn't matter your age, right? But I'm getting this Saturn return energy, which is your 30th year. So if you're around the 30s, you might be going through this process of everything is completely changing, right? Even if you're like 40 or 50, it's this next season in your life is the one where you reconnect with all parts of yourself. And the angels and your ancestors and guides and the Most High God, like, they're cheering you on. They're like, woo, like you're running a marathon, and you know, with every lap. Sorry, I'm super dry. I need water. Okay. With every lap that you do, your guides are on every corner, right? So fear not, collective. Hydrate yourself. And at least your skin will be glowing, right? It's this energy where no matter your gender, you're doing a lot more self-care, and there's a lot more attention to detail when it comes to how you live from now on, right? And even if you tried before, or I'm getting this energy like you have contemplated something for probably years, and now it's like this do or die energy, right? And even if you're like me, where you haven't had a workout regime in fucking years, like this is the time where you actually find a way. It's your own little way of finding something that fits you, something that you enjoy and want to do with your own pacing, with your own schedule. Like I'm seeing you like stepping away from the herd and just going, like that meme with the penguin. Oh my God, collective. That's so funny. It's so sad, but it's like, you know, funny memes come out of it. But it's like that penguin literally went to die, but he was like, fuck these penguins, right? I'm just going for the hills, man. Like, how worse can it be? You know, like, how bad can it get? Well, the memes are more in the sense of like, you know, fuck these people, right? I have a different mission, right? So you're the penguin with the mission, collective, where you're being invited by your guides and your angels to love again, to be open to more self-love and looking at it, right? Yeah, we need a card for this, whatever this is. And because it said romance, and I do have romance angels here, okay, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And my nose started itching on my left side. So it's a lot of this female rage. Even if you're a man, it's your maternal line that has this rage that has transpired onto you to correct. But we will read this just as an energetic thing, right? So take it as it resonates. But yeah, these a lot of people have broken your trust. Either, you know, be it friends, family, partners, colleagues, you name it. You have lost that faith in humanity for like so many times. Okay. Mary Magdalene wanted to show herself with unconditional love. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. And you know, Mary Magdalene is kind of like that matriarch of compassion in Christianity, right? She is very pink in her aura, which is really that upper heart centrum and, you know, connection to source type of color and frequency, where it is even your passed on family, like your female family members that have passed on, they are always on every corner maneuvering you back to self-love, back to your own path. And they're doing it so gently, because with this pink aura coming in, it's like this cloud is following you of protection. It's like I'm seeing like rose gold, like it's kind of like this pink and gold, like glitter, and it's like a dust cloud following you on your marathon. So you are trusting again, and what angels are trying to say to you is actually that now is the time to start trusting yourself again, right? Because the more you return, they're like, wait, wait for me, we're going to mommy. Okay, so yeah, so this is the mommy, right? Mary Magdalene is the mommy, and you're returning to your mommy inside. So you're mothering yourself. You're finding new ways to heal your feminine side, your yin. And it's funny because I have these cards prepared for the pick a card with the Pokemon cards, but it is the bottom of one of the decks is the yin card. So my masculines out there, or this is just an energetic nudge for you to be softer, be gentler with yourself, you know, do the conscious breathing, look at the, smell the flowers, like physically, you find like now everything's flowering, right? So you pass a tree and nobody's looking, just, you know, do that and try to feel that scent inside of yourself, like light, like this pink and gold floral, you know, sakura leaves falling down your nostrils and your heart space, and try to feel God around you, right? It's about that love, that unconditional love that is kind of everywhere around us. Because we take so much time to be anxious and be fearful and, you know, stagnant and not doing shit for ourselves, that when we come to uncovering these new little ways or old ways, rediscovering ourselves and our kid-like nature, this healing inner child, you know, going back to our essence, energy, it's really about understanding that you are the construct of your own time and timing. Oh my God. Somebody here is quite dehydrated, and I've been I've been upping my water and lemon water and mint lemon water uptake quite a lot, but somebody has, I feel like somebody has spoken so much about one topic that their lips are now dry, and like, you need to hydrate yourself, baby. And give those words back to turning those words, shifting them 180 and making them soft before they land into you. And it's like this, you collective, you're gonna start finding little ways where you turn your overgiving energy of love back towards yourself. And, you know, your energetic body will probably react like, I don't deserve this, I don't have to have this, blah, blah, right? But before it gets to you, you will come to this assessment point, like, what type of love do I need? What type of nourishment and hydration of love do I need? You need trust, you need unconditional love, you need romance. Even if you're a 2-meter buff guy on, you know, like whatever you are, however you look, you need romance, you need trust, and you need unconditional love, because we are beings of unconditional love, right? We were born that way. Even if we were beaten down by life in many different ways, you and I collective, we're still trying to find new ways to love ourselves and others. Sige wanted to come out. I think she's a Celtic goddess, but I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. She is the goddess of quiet time. So as your surroundings get louder, your brain goes quiet, and as you take your quiet time, your brain gets louder. So Sige comes in with this need to be quiet for a whole day. Try not to speak for a whole day. Announce it the other day, of course, or say like, from this hour I will be vowing to silence. And trust me, I've tried this many times before. It's really hard because it's a different, like the things that you say, you really look at it when you're trying not to say anything. So what happened to me was I started like only letting out curse words, right? So the only time I would speak during that silent day was, you know, saying like, fuck this shit, like whatever, right? And I really looked at my words, where I was like, I have nothing nice to say at all, and I shouldn't say anything else. So I failed many times. Crows confirming. So yeah, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate, right? It's okay to take the time to come back into your heart space. It's definitely, it definitely takes a lot of dancing, right? First with the devils, and then with yourself, and then with the light. So what else? Children. Your love life is being affected by children, but there are puppies. So you could be having or considering having a puppy or a little animal, like something to take care of and love. And you could be finding unconditional love through animals, and just even if you're not ready to have an animal, you could be enjoying, like, you know, stopping people and asking if you can pet the dog, because you may be like me, where you just lost your best friend baby, and you know, you still need that little fluffy cuddle, and that's okay, right? So your heart space, your love life, right, is also being affected by this nurturing part of you. So the way you can receive love is by giving it to these animals that you meet, or, you know, enjoy these moments where certain animals come across your path, and observing their beauty and tuning into what the spirit of the animal is trying to tell you when it shows you. For instance, you see a deer, you haven't seen a deer in a long time. You know, you can put it in your web search and ask deer spiritual meaning, and you will get extra confirmation on your path back to love, back to yourself. Because, for instance, you don't see a fox every day because you don't take a walk in the forest every day. And then sorry guys, and then you decide like, I'm not gonna wait for anybody or make plans with anybody, I'm just gonna go. And you put on your shoes, you take the nice day, you know, take your water, take your music, take whatever you want to make you feel safe and loved and protected. And funnily enough, a fox crosses your path. Well, that kitsune is trying to tell you something, right? So yeah, yoga, we got Ray, but these are in Slovene, so I'll try to translate it slowly. It says, yoga and exercise are now very important for your well-being. um, the peace of your mind and spiritual growth. Oh my god. My mom is a translator, but I could never be one. I'm an energy translator. So yeah, let's see what else. Do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else with the number 41. And this little girl is tending to little animals. It's a bunny rabbit, and it's a deer, and it's a little mouse, and it's a little squirrel. It's a little, oh my god, my meowgo birds. We call these sinichka. What are they? What's that? Tits? Is it? I don't know. I think these are tits. Teats. And butterflies. So we do have a lot of forest animals coming out, and that's something that might be changing, right? Because with the 41, it comes down to a 5. So you're giving attention to something else instead of focusing on why that relationship failed or why they fired you, or you're not focusing on not feeling good enough anymore, collective, and you're focusing on new ways to recuperate. So you could be doing strength training or calisthenics or nature walks, yoga, whatever, like something that suits your body type, your body weight, your strength of your muscles, and you could have like different injuries that need extra care and attention while starting exercises. So you're learning new ways to not overdo the things. So you're also tending to these smaller parts and fluffier parts of yourself, because we do have a lot of these critters coming out. And we did speak about you going and finding love in your surroundings, right? And then the cards come out to confirm that that will probably happen in the forest or somewhere where you feel or always felt like you blossomed, right? But maybe your anxiety or depression has kept you from taking that walk because you may have had social anxiety, and maybe you felt like me, where I need a bike to go through my hometown because I hate walking through it because it's so intense in energy, because we have a lot of Roman and Celtic and a lot of history that is like, we're literally above a whole Roman town, and a lot has passed through our country, right? And there's also a lot of stagnant energy. So you could be getting into geomancy and ley lines and grid work and temples, and it's like this whole new inner sanctuary arises when you start putting your attention to something or somebody else. So when you invest your energy into unconditional love, beings of unconditional love, you will never feel depleted. So you will never feel tired after cuddling a cute little puppy or kitten, right? But you will feel depleted when you navigate through your family members or whatever you're trying to do around the people that you are, which could be the ones that are imposing limits upon you. So let's see, what else? Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. And she comes out with the owl, which, again, it's a forest spirit. You might be seeing owls on your nature walks, deer, rabbits, squirrels, little mice or mouse-like rodents, birds of different color, and these are all your guides. So we have ancestor guides, right? So the ancestors that have passed on that are in our family trees, right? Then we have a whole other set of ancestors of past lives. So all the past lives that we have lived up until this one, we have had our ancestors, and they are all here, right? And then we have Most High God, of course. We should have mentioned him first, but he's the creator, right? It's not a he, right? It's not an it. It's just God, right? It's the source. It's where everything comes from and where everything returns. Like I cannot take my cards and go see God, right? And so spiritually, we have always been followed by, also as well as our ancestors, like all different ancestors, we have been followed by all these spirit guides. So your home critters, your puppies, your kitties, everything you have ever owned and still have in your home, and every creature that crosses your path or flies above you or you just notice it, those are your spirit guides. Those are angels that morph into something that you might be more comfortable with. Because if angels showed themselves in true form, I'm hallucinating, guys. I just saw a light spectrum of green and pink, and it shouldn't happen because it's like I've turned something on a microscope, right? You switch. That was weird. It's like I switched spectrums for a second. Oh, real-time ascension, yo. What was I saying? Yeah, so if angels show themselves to you, you would probably be scared the shit out of them. And I also love the saying, like, angels are scarier than demons. I don't know which reader said that, but when I hear her say it or something like that, I'll shout her out. But I think it was Cosmic Vibes. 777. So shout out. Shout out to Ashley from Cosmic Vibe 777. She's a true gangsta. So yeah, collective, you could be, tuning into your own radio frequency, into your own, it's like you're reclaiming space and time. It's in Slovene, but it's the number 44, and it says, intuition will help you with solving problems. Solving matter. Chill out, meditate, and try to be in contact with nature as much as possible. Your protective threesome is the sun, the greenery, and water. And I feel like I need to sneeze, but I probably won't be able to. Okay, if it comes, it comes. Ugh. So that was almost confirmation, but so yeah, your trinity, not threesome, what the fuck? Your trinity is water, the sun, and the greenery. So you might be able to reconnect and rehydrate your energy with being next to a body of water, like a lake or a river or a stream. Something that makes some sort of noise is best to cleanse, like an ocean or a river. But you know what to do, yeah. So just trust yourself. You will know what you need to come back into yourself. I was guided to pick 2 cards, and they say unrequited love and healing family issues. So there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going, and your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So doesn't matter what you went through, like what your, you either resonate with family or partners or job or whatever. But because there wasn't an energetic reciprocation where you felt safe, where you felt like you could trust, like you could, be yourself openly, unconditionally love, right? Wherever you didn't feel like you could be yourself, those were the places where these family or childhood traumas had been triggered. So the unrequited love part comes from that feeling of being this misunderstood child, right? So sometimes in certain situations we feel like people are trying to make us into a 5-year-old and teach us something that we might not know that is going on with us, right? But we know we are guided by Athena collective. We have the inner wisdom. We are the owl. Like, bro, who you talking to again, right? Yeah, sacred space, Nimitona. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. So there is going, if it hasn't yet, there will be this energy inside of you collective where you're being pulled to change your scenery, to change your ways, to switch up your friend group, or, start looking for a new job if you feel like you're not being reciprocated. I was quite aggressive with that one, sorry. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel, collective. So even if you're this melancholic, swan-headed person, the fuck? I see a seagull. And these are rare to see in my hometown. It's a seagull. So the ocean is very important, right? You might be going to the ocean, wanting to move to the ocean, or ocean is where you cleanse best. Because we did get siren energy in this card, romance, right? It's kind of like he's dancing with a mermaid. So you collective, you are, dancing with your inner siren, your inner giants, your inner whatever soul codes you possess. You are ebbing and flowing like an ocean within yourself, because you are only mirroring yourself now. There's nobody that can affect you anymore, because you know who you are, and you know all the places that the unrequited love has come from, and you're not returning back to them. You are only returning to yourself, your own creativity, and to your own gentleness, because we do have the lizards here, and this lady is kind of like resting on a tree. So you're leaning on nature, collective, because nature heals you most. It helps you remember a lot of these primal human instincts, right? So you're a human, you are an alien having a human experience, and you are literally being healed by watching a sunset, by observing the stars, by taking in a breath of fresh air in the forest, observing the animals, right? I'm seeing you're sitting in the middle of a forest where nobody can find you. Could you shut up, please? No, they won't. They have to go backies a little bit more. So yeah, fuck these annoyances. I think our next video should be done in nature. So I'm seeing you, collective, sitting underneath a tree, very calmly and quietly, just away from people. Like you strayed off the path, but not your path, but the forest path, and you're so calm and quiet within your whole being that animals start coming up to you, and you're like what was her, Cinderella was like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're attracting a lot of animals towards you because you are seeking these sacred spaces. You're going away from places that haven't reciprocated that love for you. So yeah, we'll leave it here, collective. Thank you so much. Stay playful and collaborate with spirit. You are the creator of your reality, of your timelines, and make sure that the time that you spend with yourself is that of self-love. And if you're having hard time with your mind, you're feeling a lot of fire and restlessness or anger, just take a walk. Just walk away and walk until your head is kind of clear, because that movement will definitely help you liberate yourself from the rage. And I'm getting enraged because, yeah, I thought I had peace and quiet to film, but you know, I guess it's a good time to stop and understand that I also need to take a walk, guys. So yeah, let's all collectively go for a few kilometer walks away from people, and by evening we will be already recovered to be social butterflies, to be sharing ourselves, right? But we do need to take that time to rest. We do need to take the time to hydrate, to stretch, just like kittens in the morning. Like I'm seeing you doing a whole, like you're feeling back in your body again, and you know, a lot more self-care is going on, and you're just looking in the mirror with a different type of love for yourself, collective. And that's the energy I want to leave you with. That's the energy that I wish for you to reconnect with. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a like, comment how it resonates or what you're going through. I would love to understand where everybody in the collective is spiritually, because I know that we're all going through these things collectively, but with our own experiences, right? So yeah, tune in for the Pokemon reading though. I think we will do it in the nature. I think it's time. Love you guys. Bye bye.